Hi guys, so here's another little video for Rebel Sabers. Although it's not really a saber this time, it's more of an accessory. Except this is going to be a specific accessory that will be very helpful and beneficial to a lot of people who either want it in general or who might need it in order to be able to cosplay or be part of something that relates to being a Jedi or Sith. And I looked through all kinds of other websites or like budget lightsaber companies as well from a lot of places. So far, no one really has it, which I guess Rebel Sabers got first dibs on. Now, what I'm talking about is the Covertech wheel that a lot of people know from the Star Wars community. Like literally, it's a piece that goes onto almost any kind of lightsaber. And mainly, lightsabers go for two kinds of holster ideas, either a Covertech wheel or a D-ring. D-ring like a little piece on the bottom end where the pommel is, or wherever piece it's located for the saber. And basically it's like a ring, and you clip it onto your belt, and it goes on a specific kind of clip system on your belt, and it hangs down low and loose, kind of like Luke Skywalker's saber, Darth Vader's saber, and many others. But others remember stuff like this, which is the Covertech wheel. Goes into most any kind of sabers as long as you have like a right size drill bit, the right kind of drill, and the right kind of bolt that literally know what kind of size to go for. So in a sense, kind of like put this together. And in a way, have it put together, here, drill to the saber, and you're good. A lot of people like myself are kind of scared of that because we're not that good when it comes to doing home improvement or power tools when it comes to doing just that one little piece, since drilling into a saber is a tricky thing. You gotta do it right, otherwise you crack the whole saber hilt, or just that one section and things go bad. Rebel Sabers put the idea of making a Covertech Wheel Adapter, which is literally a piece that you can literally screw onto practically any kind of saber, and the Covertech wheel is already installed with a little bolt and everything. And these, you got the thread on top, outside, and they flip it over, the threads are on the inside. This is a big game changer because of the fact that instead of doing the kind of work of drilling into a lightsaber and kind of like extremely nervous or peer pressure or whatever to kind of really get it right, this already has it for you. From what I can tell, this kind of size is only exclusive to Rebel Sabers because of the size of the hilts, because they're more thinner hilts compared to most other companies. However, if other saber companies have the same kind of size of hilts as this, maybe it might work. So far it's only been Rebel Sabers. If there's any other bunch of companies that have the same kind of size of hilts, maybe work for them as well. But as far as purchase goes, Rebel Sabers got first dibs because I guess they're the first ones to put it together. Prime example of how it looks for the Covertech wheel installed is like this, with my newest one called the Vigilante. In this one, you got the pommel, double-sided outer threads for this one piece. It got the holes because it's actually got the threads on the outside of both sides, and you screw it in. But for here, outside screws in here, this screws here, and it makes the saber a little bit longer, but also has the Covertech wheel installed easily, and it just makes things super easier and be able to kind of be low enough to actually wield with it, not have to worry so much being in your way. Although when you feel it going down when you're using it, it's not going to worry so much, and then you'll be set. So like for this, it was pretty easy. For this, it was a little tricky because when I put this on, it wouldn't work for right here since the pommel is too large for this section, so it wouldn't fit it perfectly. So I put it in between the main part of the main part of the grip and then the extensions to be able to have two hands. And when I put it all the way in, it went all the way in pretty well, but then there was a section where it was like this, actually like this, so that way, so when you have it on there, the saber would actually be like this when you're trying to holster it, and basically you would have the saber kind of stabbing you the whole time. So one little thing to kind of make it a little easier for the dark quilling is to get some of the cellophane that was used to wrap up the item when you get shipped to you. Take a little bit, wrap it on the very top layer of the threads, very tightly put it around there, and then screw in the Covertech Wheel Adapter and get it just the right tightness to get it right to be flush with the saber, so it can go like this perfectly straight, or if you're lucky to be like this. The Grand Quilling will probably be a lot easier because it has a regular kind of pommel at the end of the saber hilt itself, which looks more like one of the other sabers have, which is the pommel coupler or the adapter, because it has threads, two threads on the inside. So we take one of each, screw one here, and basically kind of make your own version like a saber staff. So for the Grand Quilling, it'll be easy. The Dark Quilling, a little bit of a story, but I improvised and it goes really well. And I wanted to get a Covertech wheel kind of thing anyway, because for one, it looks good with the contrast for this one for my first Rebel Saber, which is the Duelist. Green and black works perfectly well for me because it looks nice and it matches my two favorite colors, which is basically the same thing as also as my tattoos and other kind of stuff. I wanted to get a Covertech wheel because when this one came with a Covertech wheel already installed, it would look really nice, and for this one it was easy because it was just screwed in with that one spot, so the work was already done for you. And from what I can recall, this is the only saber still that has a Covertech wheel already attached. But since they released the Covertech wheel adapters, it makes things so much easier. However, I did run into one little issue, which is after I installed the Covertech wheel to my saber, and I was doing some saber classes here and there, I learned that the tightness of the adapter with the screw in there, the tightness would lose its grip and it would start getting loose, and all of a sudden the Covertech wheel would kind of start, you can feel it spinning, and all of a sudden the bolt will just come out. And I tried to put it back on and it almost worked, but then the tightness was just literally gone because of all the tension from dual wielding with my saber. So it basically, like, every time I keep hitting it, this would kind of loosen up more and more, and then it would basically just, you couldn't be able to screw it back in again. So my solution is to take it off a little bit, or take it out completely, put some Gorilla Super Glue, the clear kind, like a little layer on the around the part and into the hole where the screw goes in, and then after that put the whole thing on there, kind of try to screw it in, and then hold it for like maybe a minute or two, and just kind of have it kind of clamped. Find a way to kind of clamp that one spot somehow, or with your fingers. Make sure it's completely clamped so that way it kind of squeezes and kind of makes the glue kind of expand a little bit, so you get all of that spot ready to go. And it feels pretty tight. Everything is like really nice and good, so it won't fall off anytime I try to use the saber when it comes to my next dueling sessions. Best bet though, if you want to make it really sturdy, put the super glue on there and let it dry completely. But I suggest maybe waiting for a full day for the glue to fully curate, so that way there's a stability sense with the Covertech wheel and the adapter that comes with it. So I improvised on that because of just what happened. So here's a little tip for anybody who has this adapter for their Rebel Sabers and it starts falling off after a lot of dueling usage with the saber itself. So just a little helpful hit, and yeah, I think that's it for the video for the Covertech wheels. So Looks good on all Rebel Sabers. Because I'm not sure if any other, like I said before, I'm not sure if any other companies have hilts that work perfectly well with the size, because every hilt size is different. Unless it's those budget company sabers, then it might work for them, but don't quote me on that. So, nice little adapter. Costs about 15 bucks on the website. And I think on my part, besides everything being free shipping on all products of Rebel Sabers, they also didn't charge me tax on this one, which was pretty cool. I'm not sure if it applies to everybody, but it helped out for me. So it was kind of nice. So I don't know, maybe it might help out for other people who want to get that as an accessory, because when it comes to holstering it, it's going to be really nice to have this on, and it looks really, really good. So that's all for this video for the Rebel Sabers Covertech Wheel Adapter. And yeah, works really well, good price. It's a real game changer for anybody who wants to cosplay or do anything in general for being a Jedi, Sith, or in my case a Grey Jedi. And yeah, so that's it for the product. See what happens next.